Sup guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be about budgets and budgeting. My target audience for this video is going to be people currently in the military, people going into the military, even veterans wondering how to save money because there's a huge homeless veteran crisis right now. And I'll even include civilians for this because it's a lifestyle any of us can do. And what I mean by that is budgets, right? I think you can compare it to eating. It's a lifestyle, right? If you eat too much, then you get fat. Nobody wants to get fat. So just like that, budgets, you need to make sure you don't spend too much money. You don't want to spend too much money because you're going to go in debt. You're not going to be able to afford it. You're going to get things swept underneath you. It's not going to be a good time if you don't have the money for what you're spending. So that's what a budget is. I think I explained that. So without going into a 20-minute spiel, like a lot of videos do, I'm going to give you guys a quick 5-minute video of what you can do right now in your life for budget-wise. So my first example is going to be the one that made the biggest impact on my life personally, because one of the biggest things that I allocated money for in my budget was food. And I said, you know what, I'm going to spend $500 a month on food. And what I found out was that I could save a lot of money just by the example I'm about to give right now. So in the military, in 29 Palms, there were 2 restaurants you could go to. There was Taco Bell or Domino's. Those were the 2 within walking distance. Taco Bell, you can go right now to the drive-thru. You can get 2 burritos worth 1,000 calories for $2. The dollar menu there is amazing. You got meat, cheese, rice, sour cream, you name it. Like, they have everything in those burritos, and you can get them for $2, and that is a nice hearty meal. Or you can go to Domino's, get it delivered to you, buy that $10 pizza, $5 for cheese bread, because they're gonna be like, oh, do you want cheese bread? And you'll be like, no, I'm fine. Are you sure? And you'll be like, all right, I'll get some cheese bread, and you'll get that cheese bread. And then they're gonna ask you, oh, do you want that 24 ounce of Pepsi for $4.99, or do you want the 2-liter for $5? And you'll be like, wow, what a deal! And you're gonna get that 2-liter and think you're like the smartest man on the face of the planet, when you could actually go to the supermarket, get it for, I've seen it on sale for 79 cents where I am at Kroger, but you could get that 2-liter for so much less. And if you look at it percentage wise, you're paying like 1,000% more for a meal that's gonna be the same nutrition value and everything. I actually did the math for you guys. So if you ate $4 worth of food a day instead of $20 of food, which means Taco Bell, ramen, making food at home, right? It's $4 a day. Or if you ate at Domino's or going to the food court every day for lunch instead of making food at home, the difference is $16. You'd be saving $5,840 a year on food alone if you made your food at home. You went to Taco Bell, you made ramen for one meal of the day or whatever. Instead of doing all those things like I mentioned, like $6,000, guys. That's $6,000. That's what you can be saving. And in the military, it's going to be easy to save that stuff, but it's also going to be very easy, not even just the military, just in society alone, to spend that $6,000 on things you don't need. If you look at the poor end of society, what are they spending their money on, right? Like, you're like, oh man, they're poor because of their circumstances. No, they're not poor because of their circumstances. They're poor because they've got Jordans. They're poor because they have chains around their neck. They're poor because they have watches on their wrist that are more expensive than my car. They're poor because they're spending money in the wrong places, and they aren't disciplined enough to say, I don't have the money for this. I should not be spending it. Like, they don't have the discipline to say that. And you know what? They're spending on weed, they're spending on alcohol, and so are you, and so am I. Like, we live in a capitalistic culture, which is a beautiful thing. The alternative is oppression. But if we don't have the discipline to go and say, no, not today, then we are not going to make it. If you look at the most rich people on earth, almost all of them, unanimously, Warren Buffett, if you look at, obviously at the end of their days, they're going to be splurging a little bit, but and it's okay to splurge. It's okay to spend more money some days, like maybe Sunday's your day where you're going to go and spend money for your family to go out to dinner or whatever. And we're all going to do those things. But if you look at the richest people in the world, they save their money, all right? They still save it. And that's why they're rich. They still have, Warren Buffett still drives around that old car, right? Like, even people who win the lottery, what do they do with their money? They spend it all. They have like $150 million. They spend it all. In a year, they're in a poverty center drunk, high, and they have no money. And they're done with the life, and they're like, how did this happen? You know what happened? It's there's stories like this all around for different people. You don't have to be spending money on these things. So, hey, that's my take on it. Jeez, I got a little heated there at the end, didn't I? I hope you enjoyed this. I could go on and on and on. I think you could, but you get it. You get where I'm going with this, and I want you guys to expand on that with your own thinking. We all have brains. Think about it, right? Think about what you could be saving in the little things. So leave down in the comments below your own questions, your own personal questions if you want. I'll try my best to answer them. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll give you my tips. And like, there's so many places that we can save money, and I think that everybody should know this. In the military, you have the possibilities to save your entire paycheck if you really wanted to, and we need to expand on this. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video, took it to heart, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.